Today has been one of those deep in thought, way out there, like you high on something type of day for me. I woke up with these thoughts and thought that I would ask you some questions if you're open to receive them. So, what if I told you that everything that we know, see, and do is a microcosm, which means is a smaller version, a miniature, right, of the macrocosm, the bigger all around. So we sit here and we create androids and we create simulated lifestyles and everything else. We create simulations all the time. Have you played The Sims? You can customize it and make it whatever your heart desires, right? You get to create a whole world of your own. Another thought. You ever heard the question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Or, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Now, logically, we would like to say yes, but does sound exist if it's not observed? What if we are observers of the realm and world that we're in, and just like in the Truman Show, there's someone in a whole nother reality, world, realm, or otherwise, observing us? What is real? Does anything really exist? Let me tell you why I asked this question. I was watching some stuff yesterday that was breaking a paradigm of what my understanding of things were. And most of you might be like, man, that's just some BS. If I sat here and told you that you can actually start researching and find information that can prove or show you videos and everything else of the sun not being really what we think it is, or the moon not being what we think it is, the moon landing never really existing. We go about our day moment to moment, not thinking twice, most of us, about any of this stuff. But I assure you that everything that you currently believe in, that's your world, that's your reality, that's part of your simulation maybe. If you went and actually took the time to research it, the opposite of it, you could find proof that will flip your whole world upside down. And in fairness, that doesn't mean that everything that you find will be truth. I'm going to be honest. But it will probably make you question, because a lot of it will be plausible. And the deeper you go into that rabbit hole, the more information you find, the more questions you may start to ask. But most of us are happy in our little world, in our little beliefs, and in our understandings, because someone told it to us, someone taught it to us, we value that person, we trusted that person, or otherwise, we accept what we have been taught as reality, and that's okay. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that at all. But do you ever question anything? Or do you just accept things as what you've been told, what you think you see, and what you think you know? So, I saw pieces of a more recent Spider-Man movie, one of the ones that came out in the last few years, where people were subjected to these grand visual displays, but they used it in a bad way. They used it as like it was monsters or tornadoes or who the heck knows. But the bad guy that Spider-Man was fighting had technology that could create this whole experience and make thousands of people believe that a monster was attacking them. My friend went to Universal Studios, and you know what he told me? He said after going to Universal Studios, even if he sees it with his own eyes, he doesn't know if he can believe it. That's how good they have gotten at altering reality. So what is real? That is the question I ask you, the deepest question I ask you. What is real? What if the only thing that is real is you and me, source energy? Emotions exist, period. But we experience them. We have to tap into them. We are the observer of them. So what really exists? If this is a simulation, what's real in the simulation? Is it just the people? Are we all in one massive form of video game? What's real? If everything can be plausibly explained, what's real? Plausibly questioned. Plausibly questioned and explained. That's what I mean. The Matrix and the Truman Show, the simulations that we create, all of this stuff leads me to believe that most everything that we experience really isn't real. Our souls, we, as the observers, we're probably real. Which means that most everything we experience here doesn't really matter if it's a simulation. We can unplug and go back to whatever the heck we were doing before we decided to come here. Very likely. What does that mean? So again, what's real? One last thing. Have you ever seen What the Bleep Do We Know? That movie really threw stuff on top of my head, flipped my whole world upside down. There's a lot of information in the movie. It's so much so that I couldn't watch it in one sitting because there's too much to process all at one time. Because it makes you start to wonder, what do we know? We think we know. But do we?